Hi guys, it's so
Everyone,
good to be
you all
back.
start the exact same way.
It doesn't matter, my dear.
You need to spice it up.
So the thing in life is, if you are very consistent and people know you for something, people will come looking for you.
So here,
And
so
then
you're
you're adding value.
This is
So,
not value you're adding right now. You are
This
boring
is
our
this is
listeners.
value add. Let me tell you
Please.
something. Inspirational speech. Be consistent. I think we've actually said that
We've
before.
said
on
that
one-
before
See,
in multiple
so why are you
episodes.
faulting me for being consistent?
I want us to spice up our introduction.
No, don't mess up my consistency. Even if you want
sure.
us to.
Sure. So don't mess up my consistency.
Oh my
So-
god!
But hi guys, it's
Hello.
been such a long time.
I know, right?
I hope you guys are as excited as we are to be back.
I hope you've missed us.
They definitely have missed us. Even
Have-
if they don't think they've missed us, they've actually missed
They
us.
have,
They
yeah.
have, like,
Yeah.
you have no choice but to miss us.
Mm-hmm. It's good to be back, though. It's good to be recording. It's been a long time.
So, what's been going on in the past almost
Lots.
1 month?
Life has been happening.
Life has been happening.
Plenty things
Plenty things
are happening.
Plenty things are What's that song? Plenty
Oh my
things are happening.
god! It's been anyway.
Well, yeah.
A lot of things has been happening, and we are here to gist you guys to catch you up on everything that has been happening so far.
We'll not even be able to catch up on all the things because 1 month we will not go. We will not go.
But we'll start from somewhere.
So what have you been up to this past 1 month?
What have I
Or
been up
below.
to? Well, guys, I've been up to a lot of things.
A lot of things like what?
Such as I decided to go on a fitness journey, and
Let me ask her. Okay, no, let me reserve my comments.
apart from that, I don't know why I interrupted me. Okay, so I decided to start a fitness journey. I've also watched like a ton of movies and series.
Let me pause. Let me stop you there. Ebon. How is it that you are a worker
and
and you have time?
people don't understand that movies
No.
are motivation. Like, do you ever just work and just leave your series on and then
Ebon,
you're
what's the
just-
point?
like you cannot experience? That's the thing.
I
So,
don't even
so
want
the
to
thing is,
experience
until you
it.
experience, when you experience it, come back.
Because
When you experience it, come back and tell me.
you know why
oh,
I'm
this
saying
is-
that? Because I feel like if I'm watching movies, people will say I get too invested
Mm.
when I'm watching movies.
That's
So
you
I can't
now.
stand to miss. If I'm interested in it, I can't stand to miss like 1 minute or 2 minutes. You go for 30 minutes and come back and you continue and you act like you understand what's going on.
series. Like, imagine having
Everyone- people that are
five
making these
series
stories,
of
they will be sad to hear that
maybe
you
10
say
or
this.
15 episodes each, and you want me to sit down in front of the TV every single minute.
Yes.
No, that's not possible. And the thing is, I do understand what is happening. I don't have to be there every time.
But I feel like
and
you
even
miss some parts of it, like some.
no,
You're not a true lover.
see,
of
if you
movies
are like me
or
and you
series
or
or
watch
TV.
if you're like me and you watch movies and do something else,
Nobody
please
watches
let me know.
movies like that. Please
Let me know so
don't
that you
even
can
let us know.
understand.
Don't let us know, please.
DM
We
us
don't
and let
want-
me know.
DM Ebon
Because-
don't DM girls classes God because we don't need
And
people
it's
like
not,
that.
it's not even every time. Sometimes at the end of the day, I just sit down and I just watch before I sleep. So it depends. And
Well,
besides,
no.
it's been a long time. So shout out to all of you guys that saw The Greatest Night of Pop. I think that's the movie. That's the movie I talked about, documentary. A couple of people actually watched it when I said it. So if you haven't, the movie I was referring to about Michael Jackson and
Greatest
the
Night of
other
Pop,
pop artists, it's Greatest Night of Pop. So check it
I
out
think
on
anything, people will
Netflix.
be getting movie recommendations from you.
I have a lot
Because
for you guys.
There are
as part of
definitely not
what-
movie
Let me tell you.
recommendations from me. Because I was literally telling, I think it was, I was literally telling somebody because I was giving her, because I watch a lot of K-dramas and I was giving her some K-dramas I had watched, and she was telling me, oh, watch this, watch that. And I'm like, see, I don't think I've watched anything this year. Like that's how.
And I gave you recommendations,
Yeah, you gave me,
and
but-
I wouldn't stop giving because I
I
don't like it when I recommend.
But if I
something
don't have time,
you
to
already
watch
have a
it.
backlog. You have not even seen the ones I recommended. So why do you want to recommend more for you?
No. What I'm saying is that, right? I'm literally saying I've not watched anything this year. Like
No, you can't say you've not watched anything.
I haven't watched any.
like you've not watched any movie.
any new series or anything. No. I've not watched anything this year. So like so what I was saying was that the person I was talking to was giving me recommendations for, okay, when I finish and I'm ready, I'll now binge watch all this one. So I feel like I have a lot to watch when I'm free. So for now,
it's
I'm not
actually
watching
Greatest
anything like
Night
that.
in Pop, not of Pop. That's my bad.
Okay,
Greatest Night in Pop. But anyway, yeah, I
Hey,
can
but you
give
have
you.
a very bad habit.
What's that?
And I'm exposing you to the public right now. Why would you suddenly say you will never recommend it? Bad habit. But
let me paint an illustration for you. Imagine that you've been maybe doing something for somebody. Maybe I've been giving you money every day. Maybe like say $20, and then maybe when I give you, you just dump it somewhere. You just you know how you just be like whatever. Like I don't need it. Do you think that in 2 weeks time I'll still be giving you money? I'm like,
why
this
will you
girl
not give
does
me
not
money?
need my money. Please.
What if I'm dumping it in a place where so that I can buy something big with it at the end of the day?
Until you do something. Hey, story of the person that had 1 talent, 2 talents, and 1 talent, 2 talents, and 5 talents. The fact they say the Bible said that the person worked for 5 more talents. Just like say, well, well done, you good and faithful servant. Somebody, you gave the person 1 talent, the person has not done anything with it. So that's why keep giving me. How do you expect me to keep giving you, please?
But no, think about the future. Think about the fact that by the time I'm watching, so I like to binge watch a lot of things.
That is faithful little.
In fact, let's even move on.
You're losing this argument. He that is
but
faithful,
what I'm trying to say is
that is faithful in little.
What I'm trying to say, if it was that I've been watching other things, I would say okay. I just because I actually have a list of things I want to watch.
When you watch it, come back, then we'll have this conversation. But until then, I'm not recommending anything to you.
But I recommend to our listeners.
Exactly.
And I will listen to it. I'm not going to listen to it. I don't understand. Recommend to our listeners.
I have a lot of movies like God, but I mean I'll be breaking it down bit by bit. I think for this particular episode, let me give you 3 movies, right? Or 3 series that I've watched and I really like. Number 1, Iwaju is.
Don't spoil it for us.
I'm not spoiling for you. Iwaju is, I think, okay, so the movie is on Disney, and then there's a documentary about the people who actually wrote the movie, which I really loved. So when
is it also on Disney?
Yeah. Okay. So when I saw the movie and I went to see the documentary, which is really beautiful, and shout out to those guys that are talented. Again, I feel like when I watch these things, I'm just like, see, nothing happens overnight. Like when they showed the story of the track record of these guys, like what they've done and how they were very bold enough to say, Disney, we are coming for you. And then they actually did something with Disney. I feel like that was very, very encouraging for me. So yeah, if you've seen the movie, you can also see the documentary. It's a very good one. I love the fact that now we are bringing animation to Nigeria, right? It's like to show off Nigeria. And
you know that there's actually, because I go for Books for Keeps every Friday. There was actually a particular time when me and Derek were in the Uber and we're talking, and the person was like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" And we're like, "Nigeria." I was like, "Oh, have you seen?" The person actually mentioned,
really?
the person mentioned the movie, The person
that's so cool.
And she was like, "Oh, she really loved it, blah blah blah." So I think that was a few days after you sent that.
Oh,
you sent the recommendation to me. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about it. That is on my to watch list."
You
and
are
everything.
Nigerian. No, can't say embarrassing us. Somebody that is like,
it's not
Nigerian
as long
ambassador.
as I know see.
But watch it. It's actually a very, very lovely movie. So if you haven't seen it, see it. If you have somebody that me now, I don't have Disney. I went to beg somebody. Borrow, make me shy. Wow. Because it's not me you kill. I'll do Netflix, do Amazon Prime.
This subscription life. That's the talk for another day. Next movie.
Yeah, if you have a chance, watch it. Iwaju is really nice. Then the second one is a TV show. Ibuka Towns of Africa.
Okay.
See this TV show, and because you have not seen it, I don't even want to have that conversation. But me and Tunchi, we've had the conversation. I'm like, now I'm not starting to think that TV shows are actually scripted, because I don't know if you know like Nollywood actors as much. So obviously Ibuka. Ibuka is the host for Big Brother, and he is like this very chilled guy that everybody loves and respects. So the whole concept he took a number of folks to, I think, 2 countries in Africa. I can't remember. I think Morocco. Yeah, Morocco, and I can't remember the other one. Anyway, so he took, I think, 5 people. So it's been a while on the trip with him. And then how normal TV series, this is like all guys. So TV series, a lot of series is like Love Island and things like girls and boys. One was like all guys. I'm like, okay, can there be like drama? But the kind of drama that happened, I'm like, I don't get. And then the last episode where Timini acted out, I'm like, this had better be scripted, because I haven't seen anyone as rude and irritating as this particular, like
in that particular episode.
I'm like, he was so rude. Like he had been rude to the other folks before, but forming best kiniko. And then in the last episode, he came for Ebuka. As in, you say her. So Ebuka is that guy that it was so obvious that everybody respected on that. Like Ebuka was that guy that everybody respected. Although he likes trouble because he used to instigate. You know how he's doing Big Brother now. He'll be instigating different things. And then he now came for him like, oh, you're like goody two shoes and stuff like that. Like the guy was just chilled. I was like, God, give me this kind of. And then he now said something where he was like, I think he said something like, oh, like when everybody was like, oh, are you not moved at this guy? It was like, well, it's you, like, saying
Damn.
that, like the way he said, like I literally said them, like after that, like the way he said it was like I don't care
anything less or anything
anymore. I was like, oh, see, there's a level of emotional intelligence that you have. Yeah. And I'm like, so it's literally like I can't drag myself with you, like
I can't stoop to your level, to that level with you.
I know you.
It's also possible that it's not scripted, because if you watch a lot of all these, just like you're talking about all these Love Island, like all these reality TV shows, and when they do like, that one where they gather for like a reunion and things like that, and sometimes it will come out that maybe there was something that was supposed to happen, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that are also happening behind the scenes. So I'm sure people's emotions and things have gotten in. So depending on, because sometimes you look at some people and like, could you really have acted that? Like, could you have really acted out so passionately and all of that? So it's possible that it might have been like part of the truth, like part of how I was actually feeling. Because, and again, your reputation too, because people are saying this. So do you really want people to have that idea of you?
That's what I'm like. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, let me know what you think, because I'm like, I've never seen this kind of, how people, so a lot of people do disgusting things, e.g., this is how I am, and then you do absolute nonsense in the name of this is how I am.
Yeah, with no thoughts or regard to wanting to change.
Like, you're not even regarding the feelings of the other person. Like, you're literally hurting somebody and you're saying this is how I am. Uncle, you're a devil if you're like that. I was so surprised. That last episode took me out. But anyway, it was just 4 episodes. To me, it was very short. I'm like, is that everything?
How many, like 20 minutes each or what?
It was like almost an hour long, like 45 minutes each. But I mean, compared to like other TV series and TV shows rather, I felt like it was short. But anyway, hopefully, or maybe they will do other things after that. And then, okay, so the other one, okay, let me say, I think the week after we shot the last episode was when Who TF Did I Marry? The series came out. It was when, I think it was that same time I watched Mea Culpa by Tyler Perry. And then it was also after that I saw Fair Play. I think I told you to see that.
Play. I watched that one on the plane.
The theme of all these movies, I'm like, what is going on?
The one for Fair Play. Okay, the funny thing, let me just put a side note to that. I think when I was watching it, I was traveling. I'll talk about how I traveled as well. And I think I downloaded it on my Netflix so that when I'm in the plane, I can watch it, which was really funny because I don't even know if it was that flight. No, I think it was when I was coming back. They didn't even have TV in the plane. But that's another story. So I think I was watching it and, everybody was trying to sleep. I mean, I was just there tapping. Like, because when I say I get invested in stories.
That's why I don't like watching movies with. So just in case, we rarely watch movies together because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is a movie. Like, they've paid somebody. Except it's a true life story.
You're not a true connoisseur.
Why will you be?
You need to immerse yourself. No, I'll be vexed because why will you be acting like a fool?
Shebi
on my TV screen. Why will you be acting very foolish on my TV screen? Because what do you mean? At the particular and I think that particular flight actually there was no Wi-Fi on that particular flight. They didn't give us Wi-Fi. So, and I was sending you text messages. So, like, I was there giving out play by. I knew it was not delivering, but I was like, whenever I want to deliver, it should deliver because it was just in my blood.
I was like, to like 20 or whatever. I knew it was good.
I was like, hey, damn. When you got to that ending part, if you watch that movie, I was like, this girl, don't come and destroy your life because of one man.
Oh, God.
Please. That movie took me through. Please go on.
Fair Play. Yeah, so Fair Play. Then Mea Culpa too. That Mea Culpa, although I've said, a lot of people have already said stuff about it and things like that.
They already spoiled it for me even before. I was telling you, I saw it on Twitter and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get into this.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into this.
The part I was irritated, I got irritated when the girl, again, it's a movie, so whatever. Like
It's
the
not
girl
whatever.
that was forming boss.
Yeah.
Now went to sleep after the guy like literally was sleeping with somebody, and then you now see,
She now came in. She saw the guy.
and then the guy now slept there again. I'm like, you've
Where's
lost
your self-respect?
all the kind of credibility that you can ever, because in the beginning, right, the way the girl was forming, I was like, see,
She's a
boss
boss chick.
lady, like
Fine
and
girl.
I'm like,
Badass.
okay, so they now did the whole pain stuff and whatever. Like, anyway, that's that about that. And then UTF Demary, that one, everybody has talked about it, so I'm not going to say anything again. But may the Lord Jesus choose our life partner for us, because
Amen.
some niggas be there destroying lives. And some women be there destroying lives too. So
And then the gaslighting and
I know it was crazy. It was crazy. And well, the girl is making money now, like doing brand stuff everywhere. Like I'm seeing her like partnering with Netflix, with
I think
this, with
sometimes
that.
too you have like, I don't say like some series or not series, some periods of time in your life where you just come out and you're popping, and I feel like that's the opportunity for you to like
Take a
gather
hold of
everything
it.
you can do. Because if you look at the case of a lot of these Nigerian Instagram skit makers, there will be a particular time when it's your name that is reigning.
Yeah.
Like even beyond that, you might still be reigning, but at a particular time, everybody, your videos are there. In fact, even African parents are watching things like that. So anyway, so let me talk about mine now. So I actually traveled.
Wait, before don't worry, I will introduce you. Don't worry. Because this one left me. Don't worry. I will introduce you.
I don't understand.
Okay, so I have a lot of movies actually, but one last one. I'll talk about more movies in the next episode. But one last one that I saw also at that time is Blood and Water. I don't know if you know, but I've been following Blood and Water. It's a South African it's a South African movie. I like, after Nigeria movies,
You like
talk
South
of
African
African
movies,
movies.
yeah.
I think South African movies is
I
the
think
next.
the reason why I've ever watched any South African movies is because of you.
Really, I like the way they talk. Like you say,
They're not serious.
No, you know the thing. I feel like what Africans have in common is the way we talk. We talk with all of our mouths.
Expressions
Like,
and
like
we use
South
all our
Africans-
energy.
Like South Africans talk with the whole of their mouth. Like they'll be like, in Dile, like the way they used to talk, like the way they used to.
I feel that if they also see Nigerians, they'll be like, Nigerians also talk like that. I feel like it's just like an African thing or something.
Yeah, like I want to learn that my piano dance. Don't want to do that. I want to learn that dance. If you know that dance, come and teach me. But anyway, I've been following Blood and Water since the first season. Like, it was a series that I really liked. I don't know if I'm sure a number of people that I've talked to have also seen it, but this particular season I did not feel it. Like, this is supposed to be a high school movie, and then from the very first scene, people were already sleeping with themselves. Like the first few, I don't know, and I don't even care. Like, it's just like saying SS2, SS3 sleeping together is a norm. I'm not saying people don't do that, but that's what is like literally projected throughout. Like, there was a lot of people sleeping together, breaking up. Like, I'm like high school, like secondary school students, and this is what I'm watching on my screen. Like, before now, I love the storyline, I love the investigative whatever of the girls, but this particular episode, I'm like, I don't know if it's just me,
Are you following
but
the
it's
same
too
set
much.
of? Are you following the same set of people, or like
It
different
is.
people every season?
It's the same set of
And
people.
they've grown up.
They're still in secondary school.
And
It's
they will
like
not
moving
grow.
from one class. Okay, so you're
Season
in
4.
SS2, you are sleeping with everybody. Like, somebody is sleeping with somebody and sleeping. Like, I'm like, at some point, I'm like, okay, I'm even losing track of the focus of the whole
Story.
movie. Like, in season, if you ever watched Blood and Water, season 1, season 2, it was more like an investigation. Somebody adopted a child, and apparently it was the sister of a girl. So the girl was trying to find evidence to prove that that's her sister and things like that. So it was like, oh, what's the next thing? But this particular one, I'm like, anyway, let me know if it's just me, but I feel like it was just too much. It was like a lot of drugs going on, a lot of sex going on, a lot of...
I think, you know what I think because this is actually not very new. It might be new to like maybe the movies you're seeing from South Africa, but I think and a lot of American movies actually go that route the same way.
Please, what happened to what's this High School Musical? What happened? I mean,
these days like that's what they see
like
now. Because
High School Musical was a very
that was like
chill
a
movie.
PG-13
You have
kind of
girlfriend,
movie.
boyfriend, but like Like, this is getting very
because
intense.
if you look at a lot of the high school shows that are around, even Riverdale, I don't know if you ever saw Riverdale. If you ever read the comics, like all these Archie comics and the rest, none of those was in there. But because they needed to like appeal to audiences, and that's what people want. If you watch this movie that Zendaya does to
I saw the backlash for that one. Yeah, Euphoria. Yeah.
So I think, and that's what got me tired in watching American movies, because I feel like they hasten their love too quickly, and I'm like, what am I watching it from the very first scene? Like, there's no tension, there's no how did you even meet? You just met, and like it can happen, right? Like
that was exactly
I'm not
what
a
happened
fan of Insta love.
That was what happened in Blood and Water. So like this lady met the guy the very first time and then slept with him at the party.
I'm not a fan. It happens, but I'm not a fan of Insta. Just like how we're talking about, do we believe at love at first sight? I'm not a fan of love at first sight, Insta love and everything. So I can't watch a movie where from the very first scene you already going at it. Like, let it be build up. Do you even know your names?
Again, you can say, oh, if you're an adult, you can do whatever. But like, I'm like, okay, look at it. So, if I have a child and the person is in high school and the person is watching this movie, that means the person is seeing it as a norm. Like, and I mean,
that's basically what they're trying to portray at this point in time. Because, and again, what you will now realize is that if you also see the kind of actors that act those movies, they're a lot older. So that's why I feel like they have the liberty to do all those things, because they're not really teenagers or they're not really young people. Like, they're a lot more older, and if they were acting in different scenes, nobody would complain. So if you even realize a lot of all these high school movies and the rest, they don't actually use teenagers or young people.
Like your target audience are the people that are actually high schoolers, so you're appealing to those people. So
there were a lot of really tame like shows when we were growing up, things like Merlin.
Like,
did you ever watch
the Seeker XY?
There's even one about
Nine-Nine, Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries, they had their own show, but they were still a little bit team.
There's like another one. I know that one you're talking about.
What's the name? It's about
I can't remember. It's a series. I think it's an S there. I can't remember that movie. That series. But anyway, so I mean, whatever. I don't know what it is anymore, but that's just how I feel.
You know what you need to start watching? Start watching K-dramas. Because the minute they hold hands, they will start singing songs.
I better get out. I'm not even. I don't do K-dramas. So.
But you watched The Glory and you liked it. I think you should open your mind.
That's just like a one-time thing, and that was just because we're like, hey, let's just.
That was not a good show.
I don't know if it was. It was okay. It was okay. But that does not mean I will not start watching K-drama.
No one can say that. At least you kind of know what to expect in K-dramas.
So that one was not based on. It's not based on like I love you. That one was a different, and that's why I liked it. That was most K-dramas these days are just like all this mumu love and people singing to yourself like
you are biased.
Somebody will not hold hands. You now look at the person.
You are biased.
Like if I slap you.
Do you know that the funny thing is that the most K-dramas are even more about revenge and fighting and
I'm not
like
revenge on anybody. Revenge is for the Lord. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks and God bless.
But what I'm trying to say is that the one I skew towards is like the romance one, because I cannot be watching movie because I already get too invested and not be watching movie where there's a serial killer. I can't.
So somebody now holds your hand. People
so
now
slow down. That's what I'm saying. They'll not be showing from different angles. They'll be doing.
Oh please, calm me out. Get out.
But I don't know. I think it just slows you down. I just think that's the good thing about it for me, because you will not just open it and suddenly you'll be seeing what you're not supposed to see in broad daylight.
Anyway, that's sad about that. Anyway, so while I was there doing all these things, trying to get my life together, somebody decided to go abroad, to go to the abroad, and she was like, well, whatever, like you'll be fine, get out of my face. And she went abroad. So Madam Portugal, Miss Portugal 2024. How was your trip?
My trip was good.
That's all. You know how you go to church and you not come and they not ask you how was church? The church was powerful. No, like what is it? No, it was great. It was like,
do you know that? Wait, before we go back, do you know that there was one that like not like caught me per se?
Yeah.
But remember when I was doing my internship last year, I was attending one redeemed church. So he followed up even after I had come back to Athens. So I moved to Alpharetta. I stayed with like Hosanna for a while. So I think the very last Sunday where I stayed, so I think there was a mix-up. He was like, oh, I need to come for like one final service at the place and everything. So I came. Then I think the very last week before I moved back to Athens, I was in Alpharetta with Hosanna. So I think when I now came back, he was not saying, he now called me like maybe 2 weeks later. I was not saying, that you didn't even know when I left, blah, blah, blah. I thought we agreed that I will come for 1 month. I was like, hey, now you saw me now. I was trying to greet you, but he was busy and everything. And I said, okay. And I said, where did I go last week Sunday? And I said, I went to that was, and I just said, okay, so what did they preach? I was like,
that's like for me something in your head.
I didn't even, funny enough, I didn't even, but you know that way you're like, he was like, how was the service? No, he was saying, how was the service? I was like, it was fine. It was powerful. It was there. He was like, okay. But what did you learn? You know when you pause and you're like,
oh God, what exactly did I learn?
That's when I realized that I learned something that day. Because I was like, do you know we spoke for like close to 30 minutes?
Oh,
I'm
wow,
like,
nice.
this man.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the side point. But Portugal was really wonderful. It was a long, well, I think, let me say going wasn't so bad, right? Because I actually, so there's no direct flight from Atlanta to, we flew into Lisbon. There's no direct flight into Lisbon, so we had to go through Boston.
Okay.
Right. So we flew into Boston, and then we had like a 5-hour layover. So that was the first thing. So, but the good thing about it is that because a lot of us were flying in around the same time, because we had the itinerary and everything, a couple of us were on the same flight.
Okay.
Right. So we were just hanging around together, moving about. And the funny thing was, you know what? Now that I've been in Atlanta and I've flown to Atlanta a couple of times, I can see that Atlanta has one of the best airports because the rubbish that I have seen. God.
What airport did you see that you were like, you're rubbish?
First of all, I don't even like the way that Boston airport was looking, because they didn't even have anywhere to eat. Like, God.
Atlanta airport is very crowded though.
It's very crowded because a lot of like people pass through Atlanta. But at least I feel like you still have a lot more options than other things. Because when we could not find anywhere to eat. The only place, because when we got to our gate, our terminal or whatever, the only place that we saw was a pizza place. And I'm like, you only have pepperoni and cheese. I don't eat pepperoni and cheese pizza. So what do you want me to do? So I had to go to like all these snack bars and like buy, I don't even know, maybe chips or something like that. So we flew in, we got to, so first of all, there was no, I don't even know what kind of rubbish plane that was. There was no Wi-Fi. Like they sent us like a mail.
And is it Delta?
Maybe it was Delta. They sent us a mail like 3 hours before our flight that, they will not be able to give us Wi-Fi on this flight. I'm like, are you okay? What do you want me to be doing for close to how many hours? There was no Wi-Fi on that flight, and there was no Wi-Fi on that flight. So the funny thing about it was that when we finally landed, we had to go through immigration. Immigration was not that bad actually. And then so I don't know if I should mention this, but that's how you know that passport differ by strengths. Because when we got in, there was like a queue for like Americans. There was a queue for like I think Americans and Canadians. There was a queue for like other EU countries, and then everybody else.
the bottom of the bottom barrel, the one that most likely the thieves coming to stay in the country.
The everybody else queue, it choke,
my dear.
Because the I think the US queue, that one, I think they had like, I think it's visa on arrival. I don't even think they won't have to have a visa or something. So they just moved through like there was literally nobody checking them. They were just moving through like one machine like that. We were on the queue looking. We now got to this thing. Person now looked up. Now, you know the most annoying thing, because after all the stress of like traveling to Washington to get that visa, these people now stamped my passport, and the stamp they used was faded.
So what now happened? They were not saying it was not
no,
original?
no, not even that. Look, you know when you are stamping your passport, like it's not even clear. I'm like, so what is now all this? Like, what's all you pulls?
As long as you have a stamp now.
But I think it was giving like Lisbon kind of looks like Lagos Island in a way, yeah. Because when we were there, we were making jokes and we're like, this is giving Lagos Island Pro Max. But the only thing about it is that they have more structures in place, right? They have like a lot of things are working. Okay. Things are working basically. But I think it just gave that feel of it wasn't giving you could tell you were not in America. But you could also tell that you're not in Nigeria. Yeah. even still, you could tell that you're not in Nigeria. And they have like cobblestones. So like when we were going, they told us that carry a lot of sneakers. That don't carry any high heels or anything. Don't carry boots and all of that. And you're thinking, I can still rough it. I can still rock it. You know those kind of like, rough thing, yeah. And everywhere is hilly. So it's like you are going down. You don't even know what's happening and all of that. And the weather was bipolar. The sun can be shining right now. In the next 2 seconds, one heavy wind is blowing. I was just there trying to protect my hat because I was wearing like a bucket hat. I'm like, if this is my hat to fly away, she better take me with it because
I understand. Did they tell you and take me with it? The hats together.
Because that's my favorite hat, and I'm like, I don't want to lose you. But overall, Portugal was really nice. It was a really wonderful experience. I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of it has a lot of history as well. I think one thing I learned was also the fact that they were one of the first people to start making color tiles.
Nice.
So they said, I think, I don't remember what year it was, but like everybody had just like one particular color of tiles, but they were the ones that discovered how to mix in different colors, because I think they found out that with the particular thing, you can use different temperatures. So like one temperature will get ready before the other, before the other, before the other. That's how they started having mixed tiles. So a lot of the souvenirs that they were selling had to do with tiles.
Oh, nice.
Like people were actually getting real tiles, and I'm like,
are you for real?
People were there buying real tiles. And I'm like, what if this thing breaks? But well,
you'll put Friday on it.
yeah. So I'm like, but it was really nice. I think overall the food was good and bad in some places, because there's some things that I'm like, and one thing that they do when you're buying food and you're buying, so they do like a lot of chicken, meat and everything. They will give you rice, meat and chips, fries with no sauce.
So how are you supposed to eat the fries?
It was when I was in Portugal I knew that I could eat white rice plain.
Are you for real?
They will not give you anything. No. Like there's a particular point. I don't even know if someone I think there was one of us that even ate rice and ketchup, because that was how bad it was. Like they will give you your food, like they will give you your chicken or your steak, they will give you fries, they will give you rice, and you'll be like, please sauce, and they're like, oh, ketchup. So one thing I realized was that their to me, the food was salty. Their food was like their beef or whatever was salty. But when I was in a conversation with somebody, I think 2 days ago, the person was like, oh, the food was well seasoned. I'm like, that's how you know that different palates and like different cultures and everything. Yeah. So what I used to do was that I'll cut like the beef and I'll mix it with the rice, so that the extra salt will have flavor. Because, but other than that, I didn't. It was fun. I took some really good pictures, which I still have not put.
I brought pictures.
I still have not posted them. I should post them though. But yeah, and I had like a surprise birthday.
Let me tell you what happened, so that you understand where the surprise birthday is coming from. So her birthday is 3rd of April. In America, it's written 4/3, but if you're in Nigeria, it's 3/4. So I think it was the 4th of March. So because they wrote 4/3, they thought her birthday was 4th of March instead of 3rd of April. They now did happy birthday.
They sent champagne. They sent like some kind of dessert.
It was just 1 month apart. So
yeah, they sent me a card and it was really cute.
But what I did not tell her is that I was actually the one that arranged that.
It's a lie.
I was the one that arranged it, but you know how in this life you just don't want to. You just want to surprise your friend, and you don't want to take the credit for it. So it's fine, but it's okay.
Be very humble.
But anyway, that's good. Welcome back. Do you want to tell us how when you're still carrying a Nigerian passport, there are some of the things that happens to you, and some of the limitations that you have when you want to travel?
Let me tell you one experience that happened. You know how when you're traveling, they tell you keep all your valuables in the safe, keep all your money and everything. There was actually somebody that lost their passport on that trip, but the person was chilled because
he's an American.
So we're thinking about it and we're like, if we were the ones that lost, like if I had lost my passport, that trip is useless for me, because first of all, we're even like, your visa is on your passport, so will you even have to go? Like if they're going to send you back, are they going to send you back to America, or they send you to Nigeria?
Straight up. Oh my god, no.
And the person was like, literally, I heard that the night that the person lost, but this person still went out, like had fun, because it's not your concern. So like that's like one of the things.
If you're Nigerian, that's something that you can't do. I remember when we went to Spain like 2 years ago, and we got to like that thing we were saying, like when you get to the immigration, if you have a passport that is not green, if you have any passport that is not green and you look white, you say, oh, what are you here for? So sorry, when I came back in 2 weeks, oh cool, fine, bam. Once you come with a green passport, excuse me, what are you here for? How long are you staying? Do not look at your record. Oh, you have been in what are you doing there? Oh, you have been in the United States for 2 years. Oh, what are you doing? That's how they will grill you. Like literally, like the person. So our own, there was no line. Like there was no so everybody was on one line. So the guy, like 3-4 people in front of me were white with like blue passports, and then they just imagine when it got to me. So I thought it was only me. Another lady who is from South Africa, who apparently South Africa is also green passport. I didn't even know. She now came to meet me. She now said, did I also experience the long? I said, my sister, we are in this together.
Even before we took off, like when we first checked in at like the international terminal, first of all, we couldn't even check in ourselves because of
it's an international trip, so you can't do a self-check-in.
Other people were checking in themselves. We now got in, like we got to the counter and everything. So I think I stood there for like, I think I was there for like 30 minutes. They said they were having issues inputting my details. They were like, oh, they had to call, like they had to be calling their own customer service to do something from the back end. And you know, we were very early. We went very early because, please, I was in Nigeria. You can't come up and missing your international flight. How do you want to explain it? So we're very early. So we even saw some other folks like coming behind us. These people came, left us, they had really like gotten through like security and everything. They were asking us like, oh, what was the problem? We're like, oh, they had issues like trying to put in our details. Because I think they were confused on whether they should use the visa for Portugal or the visa for America. So I think because of that, it wasn't allowing them impute something. So we're shut there, we're just smiling like,
you know, it's a struggle. Nigerian passport is a struggle. It's a real struggle.
A student too.
It's a lot. Do you want to even talk about how before you even got the visa in the first place to travel?
I don't think I want to give them that hype. Like, I don't give them that hype because
you were registered. You registered twice.
We paid twice. We paid twice, and we had to like go to Washington twice.
They were like, "Nope, you guys are not living." Pam.
No, it was terrible. I'm like, the funny thing was that we actually got our visa the week we were traveling. At that particular point, I was still telling my roommate, I was like, I don't even know if we're traveling. And I'm like, if we're not traveling, like, I'll get my flight money back. At least I will have money to spend, because at that point, I think I was broke. So I'm like, if I had to give my money back, because all this stress is so much.
But anyway,
nobody else faces that kind of thing. But it's also like a learning process. Like, okay, you need to... I don't even know, Sam. Like,
you need to
what? I'm not saying.
I mean, it's not our fault that we have green passport now. So
there's nothing we can really do. I think you just need to be aware that.
Yeah, so be aware.
And just be expecting it, even if it's like...
Every time I go through immigration, to be very honest, my heart beats twice. For instance, when I went to the US Virgin Island and my F1 had already expired. Normally, you don't need...
I was praying for you.
Do you know when? Because I went with somebody that was... Wait. When I got there,
hook this girl.
The girl had already gone through immigration. I was just there. And if she was there, it would have been easy to say, oh, we actually came together for this. The guy was just there. And the thing is, you don't even need to be stamped from VI. Yeah. So on my passport, you won't even see a stamp. But the guy was just there looking at me. My heart was just beating. What are you doing? You're very... I guess I was expired. Like, giving me OPT card, ran the OPT, did everything later. And I said, you are who? And I had to... I was just there looking for the girl. Like, it's not just me. But let me know who here. What will I be doing? Immediately I passed, I was like, thank God. Because it's like at nothing is sure. Like, you just...
That's why even this trip we're planning, I'm like, I wish I really want to go to this thing.
Because I think that one is... I don't think you need anything for that.
That's what they say.
If you can use... So if you don't need your passport to travel, if you can use your license, I think you're good.
Okay.
If it's your license, you're good. As long as you don't also get stamped there. You don't also get stamped. So
it's all good, Jerry. Yeah. It's all good.
Anyway, so what else? Okay, so I'm talking about my fitness journey, right?
Yeah.
So I woke up one day. I was like, what they should say? They say, is it light something moments? Light bulb moment. What's that thing that is?
Light bulb moment. Like.
So I woke up that day. I was like, what's happening? I wanted to wear one of my clothes. The clothes was not... It fitted in other part of my body.
But if you ending this video, you will just do a turnaround for us. You just do a turnaround for us. I just want the viewers.
Turn around for what?
Not even that. Just even stand. Just stand. When we're done with you. In fact, just look at her like this now. You'll continue your story.
And I realized that I think I'm adding weight. And here's the thing. See, I don't have adding weight. That's the funny thing. I actually don't have... I won't go extra to add weight. Like, I'm not a gym girl. So you won't see me going to the gym to say, people go to the gym to add weight. I'm not that girl. I'm very indifferent about adding weight. I'm very indifferent about, obviously, not like adding weight with like, putting on. I'm very indifferent about... I love how slim I am, but the only part of my body that I don't want to add weight on is my waist. And that was... I just woke up that morning. I said, hey, this is not the normal size. Something is happening. That was the light bulb moment right then. I said, hey, Ebun, your fitness lifestyle is very... you don't even have a fitness lifestyle.
Because you work from home.
Yeah, I work from home. And when I was in school, I walked to class, I'll do all those things. I say, okay, what doest thou? How do we do this? Before I would now wake up, my stomach would not be like this. Where I said, hey, Jesus. I think it was that same month that I went off Instagram and I had a limitation on my WhatsApp. And because I wanted to focus more on physical stuff then, because when I'm done with work, I'll just be on my phone and be scrolling. So I registered at the YMCA, and then
how did you even find themselves?
I just googled. So I wanted to do Pilates because I feel like for my core, Pilates is like what you do. If you do Pilates regularly, your core will be strong. And I wanted to. My core was what I was working for. If I
please tell people what core is.
My abs. I need that abs to be there. I need that abs to be very set. I don't. I can add weight on the lower part of my body. I don't care. Like that's fine. But you see my core, nah. So
you wanna have abs.
So yeah, I wanted to tone my abs. So I was like, what's happening? Like, how will I eat? And I'll be what's that? This nonsense. But he said I have a down stomach. That's what I started to show. I said, how was that?
Who said you have down stomach?
It's not right. When we were in school, he said I have down stomach.
That your stomach is low.
That J stomach. That thing has been on my head. So when I said,
make fun of you that
down stomach. So I just googled Pilates, and then I saw YMCA. I know one of my colleague had already talked about YMCA before. She said, she goes there to swim. So I checked them out. I was like, I can actually do this. So it looked good. I called them up. Apparently they have different classes. Because again, I'm not a gym girl. So I'm not that girl that will wake up in the morning and say I'm going to the gym. So I wanted other things that are like fitness activities that I could do. That would actually just make me fit. Really, it's not. I'm not so keen on So then I wanted also other things to do to take me out of my house because I work from home. So I went to YMCA now, and then I went there. I checked the place. I was really, really looking good. And I mean, if you have a family, it's a very nice place to check out. They have childcare. They have very, very cool activities. So I went there. I signed up for classes. I even signed up for coach. I'm sure that coach is looking at that. I never said. I told the coach, I said, I want my waist to be back to 24.
What is your waist currently?
I don't know. I did not check because I don't want to check because I'm seeing that it's like getting to 26, but let's leave that.
Okay.
But anyway, I want to go back to 24. I gave her specific sizes. I want my hips to be 40. My waist, I'm sure that lady was looking at me like, this girl is not serious.
Just go and do surgery. What are you doing here?
No, I'm not far from it. That's the funny thing. Well, I mean, haters will say that my hips is far, but see, that's hate. That's just hate. Normally, I'm not far from it. I've been there before, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, before.
I've been 24 now. I've been 24.
No, I thought you were saying you've been 40.
Shut up. I don't care what you're about to say.
That's what I was looking at you.
My God.
Where do you be? You're not far from me. You're not far from me.
My God will fight for me. I'm actually not far from it. It's just that some people don't want to believe.
Okay.
Anyway, so I've been going to YMCA, and I remember in the first few classes I looked like a fool. Like that was when I realized that my body had no direction, no balance.
No hand-eye coordination.
I remember the first Pilates class I went to. Lady said, she'd be calling instructors, and then she said, put one leg up. You know that thing that you do, like, put one leg like this. Everybody was like that, everyone was doing like this. I know when I just put the leg down, I said, first of all, the way you put it at me novice, my first class, I never carry yoga mat. Everybody was carrying yoga. I'm sure they were looking at me, what is this girl coming to do here?
But wait, they had like a
thankfully they have like a reserve. But everybody, I had to buy yoga mat. So hey, every I carry my yoga mat.
Yoga girly.
So yeah, I do Pilates on Sunday.
Have you ever done yoga?
Yeah. Okay. Not like, so I don't.
What's the difference between yoga and Pilates?
I think yoga is more relaxing. Pilates is like is very core concentrated. Like
I remember I used to do yoga one time, but I started seeing things about how it was worshiping King Kong, so I was like, I'm not interested anymore. Because I do Pilates instead of. I say yoga classes too, but I'm just not. Besides, it doesn't even rhyme with my timing. So okay.
But anyway, so yeah, I did Pilates on Sunday. That was my first class, and then one day I went for a step up class. So I was like, let me see what this is about.
You're dancing, Abby.
So you be dancing. So you have a platform. So you be dancing. And then
if there's anyone I want to do, that's what I want to do.
I think you should do it. Again,
it's interesting. But
the very first class I looked like a fool. Like, see, I bet even and more me. I went to carry myself to the front. Me, I don't know. I don't know what's the good thing.
Are you not supposed to hide in the back?
My dear, I went to the front. You know, so it was a routine class. So after a while, you actually get a grasp of it. But like the very first class, I was just there. The lady will not, and nobody stops for you. The lady will not go. Immediately she turns like this or more.
Everybody has done.
Everybody has done. Me, I was just there like, hey Jesus, what is happening?
Do you know what I used to do in a situation like that? I'll be looking for somebody else that looks like me. Like they feel like me. So that we can both.
And I saw one girl at the back. I saw that girl, anytime she does she will not.
She would not try
okay, me and this girl. Because again,
but
so
you
the thing
in the front.
The thing is, you see us. So when I say I look like a fool, it's like you see yourself because there's a large mirror in front of you. So you see how stupid you look compared to other people. So me, I was just there. And then I tried, but I mean, this is like my third or fourth class was for step up, so I'm like getting it. But I think the only
you're doing it once every week, right?
Yeah, I do step up on Mondays, just Mondays. I do Pilates twice a week. So step up is so step up. So I like the class. I like step up class. You know, you dance around whatever, and then on Wednesday, I don't go. I went on Tuesday once, so cardio strength. I said never. You know the song, never in my life.
They go use my head.
Hey, the lady said we should be carrying weights. We lift weights. We go round and round and round and round. We lift
So
weights.
is that the one that you were doing bicycle? I thought that was the bicycle.
No, that's why cycling.
Oh, okay.
This one is weights. You lift weight. You go. The lady will just be
round
going
around. You do it with your leg or what?
With your whole body, because it's supposed to be a cardio exercise. Like it's. I said I don't do again. After that time, I don't go again because the rest. Actually, I was wasted for the rest of the week. Like I couldn't do my Wednesday class. I couldn't do. In fact, for the rest of the week, I couldn't do anything. So I had to go on Tuesday again.
So is that kind of one that you're doing that you become a beast?
I dash you. be the beast on behalf of both of us. I'm not interested.
I can't.
Then on Wednesday, so Wednesday I do Wednesdays. So I do Zumba and then I do Pilates. So Wednesday is like 2 in 1. I didn't do it last Wednesday because my head was aching me, and as they were jumping, I was feeling it. So I just did Zumba. I went to, but normally I would do Zumba and Pilates.
Class if you're tired.
Yeah, you can. It's not nobody's forcing you. So I do Zumba was good.
Like, Auntie, get back inside here.
Zumba was very fast. You know how you be doing? The ladies just be dancing.
Zumba is dancing.
So
I think when you incorporate like all these fun things into
fitness,
it makes it, because one thing I realized, because me, if I want to start about fitness journey now, I've not even started anything. I don't even know what's going on in my own life in that area. But I remember when we went for like the formal, right? And you know, dancing. And I don't know, they just kept on playing songs where we had to just keep on going low. You know, it's kind of Ebun.
So that's when you now understand how strong
you know. It was even at that time I was doing it though. So there were some that was not, because there was a particular move that people were doing that you would just be dancing. The next thing you just drop down, and I'm like, huh? But you know, we're doing like all this golo, and I was dancing, having fun. The next day.
That's when that's how you know how fit you are.
The next day.
If it's something that you do every week,
you won't feel it.
Then you won't feel it. So that's what I realized, because the first few weeks was not easy for me. I was like, so I would do Pilates on Wednesday. On Thursday, I take a break on Thursday because sometimes I go to work. On Friday, I also don't do on Friday. Then on Saturday, I do white cycling. Hey, Jesus.
I that one.
Yeah, I did. I didn't do because of this weekend was, but the week before I did. When I first got to, I told you that day now. When I first got to class, I didn't even understand. Everybody was already in class, and I was early. I was like 10 minutes.
Is that
early.
the one that you didn't even know that the class was already there, that you were still waiting outside?
I didn't know that the class already started. I didn't know once you come in, you just go on the cycle and start cycling.
Even before the class time starts.
Yes, like you set up your. Mom, share me. I even know what to do. Set up. You set up your whatever your apparatus that you use to cycle.
You know what is making me laugh? When you said they were saying go to 3.
So I was just there now. So when I got in, and then I now did as if I knew what I was doing. The guy that was the
problem
instructor,
with Nigerians.
No, I knew that the guy was going to, because I was looking at him directly. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know you were adjust. Like I didn't even know you adjust your seats first of all. To even make it worse, I took somebody else's space. I didn't even know.
Assigned?
No, like when she came, she put her bottle there, but I didn't even see the bottle. So I was already there. So she now came. She was not like, she just removed the bottle. She was very cool. Again, that's just to show you how very clueless I was. Apparently, the guy beside me was trying to tell me, but he was speaking like an accent I didn't know. There was like a very, very staunch, like African American accent. Like I didn't hear what he was saying. Apparently, he was trying to tell me that somebody, yeah.
The way they were saying, this guy is rude. See, this guy is rude. No, she doesn't now know what she's doing.
But the lady was chill, because I even saw her. I saw her in Pilates on Sunday, and I was like, I apologized. She was like, oh no, it's not fine. It's fine. It's not a problem.
She was like, I was new there. Don't take it to heart.
I didn't know. So the guy, thankfully,
I'm sure they would have even noticed that you were new in the class.
As the guy saw me, the guy said, this girl, let me go and help her. The guy left where he was. He came. He helped me to strap my feet, strap everything. But it was still not.
If they were strapping your feet, what were you now doing?
The guy would say, "Oh, jump on it and see how it is. How does it feel?" We now started class, so actually there's a resisting whatever that you increase the resistance and then you cycle harder. So when I was doing that, I was like, this thing is hitting now. Like, I just sit there cycling. After the guy was looking at me, was like, turn up the knob. That's why I turn up knob. Immediately I turn up the knob, my legs failed me. You know when they say your legs fail you? Like literally, my legs failed me. That was when I started noticing something about my body. My leg strength was zero. It was zero.
So don't miss leg day.
Hey,
if you are working out, you need to work out your entire body.
I said the guy will now say, "We'll not turn on my cycle. We'll not be cycling." One time I almost fell. It was just style that I used because I was like, if I fall, I know we'll come back again.
Even that time when I was still trying to be consistent with my gymming, that bicycling I used to do it too. So that one you will set the resistance too. But by the time you are setting, so it measures your heart rate. So that one in my apartment, let's say you set it to like 130, your heart rate has to be going at 130, maybe heartbeats per minute or whatever. The minute it falls below that, it becomes hard again.
Yeah,
so you have to continue. It's very hard.
For 45 minutes, guys. It's not easy. The guy was now calling. I said, "Dance on the beat." There's some beat that will say, "Papa, papa, papa." I was like, you are old. I will go at my best. You cannot kill me.
Do you remember I just remember the last time before I completely gave up this my fitness, which by God's grace, God was stressing me to start again. And I was like, I want to start going to the gym. Blah, blah, blah.
When you get to Atlanta, do YMCA.
Yeah, I will actually, because
I should be at your fuck up. I will laugh at you because you look like a fool. I mean, I already know. I will laugh at you.
I will go in secret. I will register in a different YMCA.
That's so.
So I think I was like, when I was trying to start again, and I was like, okay, let me start from, because my nutritionist said I should be doing 30 minutes, and I build up from there. And I did so I set the timer for 30 minutes. 5 minutes. I was like, my leg. So I was like, I was like, no, this cannot happen because
this cannot be it.
This cannot be it. But that's when you know that, okay, this is so good. I mean, but overall, generally, how do you feel with and what advice do you give to people like us that are struggling to start?
Like, I feel like a lot of people want to do place. And again, maybe see our goals are different. My goal is just to build a fitness lifestyle. I'm not trying to gain weight or lose weight. Apart from my waist. I'm not trying to gain weight. I don't want to gain weight. Which is actually
true, because I realized that.
And I don't want to lose weight.
I cannot bring up my throwback pictures, but when I actually lose weight, I look sick. Like, I actually don't look. It's not you that's always saying I look like this.
That's the thing. You don't have to lose weight. Just
so what I'm saying, that what my own goal is to be fit.
Yeah,
right?
Be fit.
So it's just about making
but me, sure. I have specific waist. My own was just that waist that took my.
Your own is vanity. Vanity.
See, vanity. People will judge
vanity.
you in this life.
People will judge you. It's because you judge people. That's why you're saying people will judge you, because you judge people.
But yeah, I also, my diet also, I try to, people will say, oh, eat well, but in the morning I try to take smoothie. I think that's one of the consistent thing I do now. Like, my morning meal is smoothie. So because I think before I used to take a fiber what's it called now?
Fiber
supplement. Okay. But I think I've reduced it. It used to be, it was on auto ship every 2 months from out like that. But I think I will increase it now. So I feel like, I take smoothie. I take a lot of water. Even if I'm not eating anything, I take smoothie. So other than that, I'm not a nutrition. I'm not an expert. I eat whatever I want to eat. I'm not on a diet or whatever.
I'm actually on a special diet for my nutritionist, but I think mine was also because I wasn't having enough energy. Because the funny thing about it is that, and I think this is one testimony I even have, because that's why sometimes it's also good to find out what's going on with your health. Because to me, at a particular point, it felt like after I eat, so most times I didn't I was saying that time that I didn't really have an appetite and things like that, because I realized that anytime I eat, I will always sleep. And I'm like, so I started asking people. I think I just started asking people around me, like, when you eat, do you feel sleepy? Because it seems very.
But if you eat a mala, you feel
that's
sleepy.
Like if you eat very heavy. But normally, if you eat, you're not supposed to be feeling sleepy. So me, every single time, once I eat like this, sleep is the next thing. So most times, because of school and different things that I'm doing, I will now delay eating until after I'm done with everything I have to do. So I now realized that I think I was just talking to a couple of people in my class, and they're like, I think you should just go and check and everything. So I now went, and I just went for like a regular checkup, and they were like, that's not right. Like, so she was not saying that. Oh, that was when I now found out that, oh, I had like some deficient. I needed to get some supplements and things like that. And when I had like my last talk with my nutritionist, I was telling her that honestly, there's been a big difference, because by the time I changed my diet, implemented some things that I had to implement, I realized that even if I eat, in fact, most times now, except I force myself to sleep in the afternoon, I can't sleep again in the afternoon.
Right.
So like those things actually help. Like, so now imagine doing like a good diet in combination with like what you are doing now, like working out or whatever. It's just going to help you build up your body even better. Especially as we are getting older, like you really need to think about taking care about your health, like your body, generally, because
it's like, very important, actually, very important. So I mean, if there's any physical fitness advice I would give, first of all, I think a yearly checkup is very good. I should actually do mine, because the last time I did it, they said I had an iron deficiency. I've never even gone back to check.
Iron.
Yeah, it was just iron deficiency. The other ones were fine.
So when you have iron deficiency, that's when you feel tired. That's when you feel like sleeping after you eat.
But I didn't feel that way. Like,
so maybe yours was not bad.
I didn't even know that I had it. Like, I didn't feel like I had it. I just went for like a natural.
So there's a range.
It wasn't bad, but the thing, because so my is it what's that thing that we do? Is it MRI? No, it's not MRI. That body weight. What's that body weight BMI. Comparison? BMI. My BMI is always I'm underweight. So anytime I go for,
even though that BMI is not even really,
it might not be. But what the last doctor told me is, if every other thing is fine, then it's fine. But then she now said, if there's something else with it, then it might be a problem. So she actually asked me that have I ever been iron deficient, but I've never been, or at least I've never. So even in Nigeria, so I used to go for, because I had Medicare. So I used to go for like, anytime any doctor sees that I'm underweight, they'll try to advise me to like, and I'm like, see, I'm eating what I can eat. This is me. I'm tall, but
you know you that say just that people that say this is me.
I beg it.
This is you.
Not like this one. This one I don't. This is you. I don't have control over this one. So the last time I now went, and then the lady, the doctor was not like, see, I don't have a problem with you being underweight, but let's just make sure that you don't have any deficiency. But apparently I was actually iron deficient. So she was not like, oh, try to take. So she gave me. So I bought drugs, and she was like, come back, but I never go back. But maybe one of these days I should.
You should check it out.
I will, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like
that bad.
Yeah, it was like towards the. So I think that was why I was also a little bit relaxed. But I should have actually gone back, because the truth is, you just never know these things.
Because when I saw my own, that's when I realized that you need to take your life seriously. Yeah. Because mine was really, really bad. It was really, really low. So, but now that I've been following the diet and everything, I can see the difference and everything. So that's when you now realize that, okay, actually, good eating, I'll be good. Is it good feeding? I'll be balanced diet. Yeah. That thing that they taught us in just
it's actually very important. Very important.
Very,
so
very
step
important.
one, go for a physical checkup. If they said that you have something, some people it's cholesterol, some people it's sugar. See a nutritionist and find a very good diet plan for yourself.
And again, I think one thing I was also, when you think about coming to eternity in America, you're thinking that the fact that I went to that nutritionist, I actually told her, because I think she's going on leave or something now. And before she left, because I know obviously I'm not going to see her again before I graduate and all of that, I actually told her that I really appreciate her help, because I think most times you think, because you're in Nigeria and you're in America, they won't really know the kinds of food that you're eating. But she actually taught me new foods I could be eating. Because the problem was always that I was eating either I think it was something maybe high glycemic index clinical food that it makes my blood sugar crash it goes. So I'm having like this influx go up, going down. So that's I'm always feeling tired and sleepy. So what she told me how to regulate it and how I can eat this particular thing at this particular period of time and things like that. And I was really appreciative. I was like, oh, thank you. And she was really touched. Well, she was pregnant, so maybe she was more emotional than but I was like, oh my god, thank you so much for everything that you taught me, that because she gave me ideas about things to eat. And me, I'm a very picky eater, so I was telling her, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. Sometimes she's just looking at me like, she'd be like, oh, you can't try. I'm like, I remember you don't eat this. She's like, oh, you can't try. But that way, at least if you're talking it with a professional, it allows you think outside the box on different things that you can eat and watch what you can eat as well.
That's good though. Anyway, if you're a student, if you have insurance, if you have, just do these things. Some of these things are free or almost free for you, and then build a fitness lifestyle. If you have any, NYMC did not pay me, but I just feel like you can do a lot. You can play tennis, you can swim there, like everything. If you have it, I tell myself that this is a very, very great, like they have summer camps for children and things like that. And I think it's supposedly a Christian organization, but you know how America is. Yeah, it's Tunji told me this thing that day. Something Men Christian Association. That's actually the name.
Maybe
So
young,
maybe. So they take Easter breaks and things like that. But I don't know how. Don't quote me. Don't go and say that they will preaching to you or whatever. No, they accept everybody. But I'm just trying to see that, build a fitness lifestyle, watch what you eat, take fruits, take water. Take water and mind your business in this life.
Drink water as well. Drink a lot of water.
It's very, but that's why when you say, "Oh, my head is aching," I'm like, I keep drinking water because it also helps a lot. So anyway, I think we've caught up on what we've been doing so far. So don't forget to send us
your shout outs to your friends, to the people you want to toast.
Yeah,
people that are beefing you and you want them to forgive you.
As in,
use us as a platform.
If you want somebody to forgive you,
if you have a plan but you just need a platform, this is it.
This is it. So we'll continue our friendship episode in the next two. This is the first episode after another episode. So because we want people to send us stuff before we start reading now. So send it to either DM us or send it to Girls Glasses God Pod everywhere. Just send a DM. And before we go, don't forget to to rate us. Please rate us 5-star. Please. I'm actually begging because
Follow
it does.
Us.
Yeah, it does help. It does help our visibility. Follow us on whatever platform you are. So if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure that you're following the show. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the show. That would also help and encourage us. Share with somebody.
Share with people that you love.
Follow us on social media too.
Doesn't matter. Share with anybody that you know.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
What's your daily dose of EU?
Oh yeah, my daily dose of EU. You should seek professional help. Yeah, especially when it comes to anything related to your health. Seek professional help. Like, it's as long as you can afford it.
Yeah.
And even if you can't afford it, if you're in America, maybe do some readings about some of the things, especially when it comes to eating and dieting, some of the things that you can cut out, like soda and maybe eating more fruits and things like that. So yeah, seek professional help when necessary.
Right, that makes sense. My daily dose of EU will be something that the pastor mentioned in church today, and also there was something like that was mentioned on Friday at an event that we were at, and it was more of, you really don't know when you're sowing a seed. Like, keep going. And I feel like sometimes when we do some things in life, we feel like we're not seeing the results, but we might actually just be sowing a seed. So keep talking to people, keep encouraging people, keep doing the good stuff that you're doing, keep telling people about your faith. You just never know who the seed that you're planting in people's lives. So keep going. You are sowing a seed 5-10 years from now, then it starts to germinate, and then people's lives are changed. So don't you love our new banger? So this we might actually have a video out for this particular episode. Let's see how it goes. But we decided to change our background a little bit.
Yeah,
I think it looks good.
Because we don't have like previous videos, people might not even know what the previous background looks like, except in the Instagram videos.
Our short videos. Maybe we should actually make we'll see, Sha. Maybe make a short videos of all those ones too.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all right, guys,
thank you for listening.
So much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.